Uh, y'all may recognize me as the vegan terrorist. What's up, guys? This is Noe Escobedo, and I'm here at the Gucci Penthouse in Dallas, Texas. Check out the little place I rented out. You know, it's really nice here. Is that I've been really helping people grow on their health journey, from growing 7,000 followers to 30,000 followers in less than 7 months. I'm gonna be working on some content, some valuable content for y'all to help y'all grow, to help you raise your consciousness and your awareness, and to help you prosper. Because I believe that, you know, health, wealth, love, happiness is all interconnected in one. A lot of people want to confuse themselves and say that you can't be happy and rich. You can't be loved and rich. You can't have friends and be rich, and all these different things. You can't be real and be rich. And the problem with that mentality is that it limits your mind from actually hating money, hating income, and actually wanting to grow yourself, to grow. Like, there's negative ass poor people. There's just like there's negative rich people, there's negative ass poor people. There is poor people who hate, who get mad, who all these different things, have horrible relationships and all these different things. And there's also rich people that are really happy, that are really giving, that are donating their money, that are helping people out there for free, even though they have their services they're doing. They're helping people because this is what they love doing from the bottom of their heart. And this is the reason why I'm here giving this video, because I really want y'all to grow. I want y'all to expand. I want y'all to really get healthy and everything. And this video, what this video I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna talk more specifically about the mental attitude. What I've noticed is that a lot of people, they're concentrating too much on the physical realm, and they're seeing, because their mind plays tricks on them, they see evil, or they see negativity, or they see things that they should avoid, and resist. They have resistance to certain things that'll actually help them grow. The growth, wealth is right there in front of your eyes. It's everywhere around us, and it's just because of the mental attitude is the reason why you can't see. You don't have eyes to see. And for example, what I learned that poor people say is, I can't afford that. And that automatically closes your mind to even training your brain to figuring out how you can actually get something. A smarter person would say something like, how can I afford that? Now with that question, you can more easily question yourself, train your brain, figure out how to make that income, how to make that money. And then an even wiser person would say, how can I make this make me more money? And so this is what I've been on a quest really heavily, especially since 2017, when I quit my job. I quit my job that was paying me $12 an hour, and I was dedicating it to just selling products and services and home. Online, I was only making $100 to $300, $400 a month. Locally, I was making maybe $500 to $1,000 a week. So it was really hard to get by. There was a lot of bills to be paid. A lot of debt I was paying. There was a lot of, I had to take care of myself in a sense. And until this one period of my life, I even started fasting. And because I learned fasting, I learned that I didn't need all these earthly attachments. I knew that I could focus so much more on something else. And what I did focus it on was building my brand, building my business online, locally, and sharing information all over the world, working with different clients in South America, South Africa, and Australia, and Europe, and Turkey, and all different places around the world, in the Philippines and Singapore. There's people who really want to expand their life. They really want to expand their wealth. They really want to expand their love, their relationships. And what I'm doing here is I'm welcoming people to work with me to expand their life. Like basically, this is one of the most important things that I have learned on my journey. So one of the top things that I wish I had learned at a younger age is energy is really important. A lot of us don't actually focus. A lot of us actually don't see how much what's it called? How much focus actually how much important your energy is. A lot of us don't know how important our energy is. Um, you know, and for a long time I didn't even know how important energy was. I actually thought that being tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine was going to eventually get me to the position where I was at. And in a sense, some people may view that, but I think that is a really tricky situation, because it's just gonna expand your time. That mental attitude can also limit yourself into getting the results you want then and there, because you're in that, being tossed to and fro. It may take you even 20 years, 5 years, when you could have done it in 1 year if you would have just been more focused, more concentrated. And so, what I learned, what I learned about energy is that I learned that the music I was listening to, the friends I was hanging out with, the blood family I was hanging around with, the places I was going to, the places I was shopping at, the clothes I was wearing, all these different things I was realizing, how I looked with the beard and everything. I was realizing that all these different things affected how energy got attracted to me. And because basically I wasn't like fully committed in every aspect of my life, physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, I wasn't all focused in one. Because I was half-assing everything, it was taking me a lot longer to grow. But once I learned that energy is important and you have to really protect your energy, you have to know when to say no. You have to know when to say fuck you and keep on going. Like, you really have to grow a thick skin where like you actually have to like do stuff on your own, and you cannot blame anyone like when shit hits the fan, because in reality only you control your emotions, only you control your mental attitude. No one else can do that for you. If you blaming someone else, that means you're giving the power to someone else, and you are becoming weaker, and you're weakening yourself, and you're getting clouded by these emotions and these different things, and you cannot think straight and focus on the tasks that you really need to do to grow, to prosper, to be happy, to be loved and everything. And so basically all these different energies, we're not realizing when we go to the Dollar Tree, it's a dollar store. When you go walk into the store, take a look at all the different kind of people that shop there, how they look. Most of the people this is something that I examined myself as a healer, as a person who fasts, as a person who travels a lot, as a person who has been through all spectrums. I've been through really wealthy neighborhoods, towns, cities, really poor places, and I've noticed that the cheaper you go, the more problems seem to be around you. And the wealthier you go, the more expensive you go, the more expansive you become, That is what I discovered. That is one of the second tricks that I discovered, is that where you put your money definitely sets an intention in the universe into how serious you are, how much you really want things. For example, do you really want to be wealthy shopping at Dollar Tree? Do you really want to be, a millionaire, be a billionaire, shopping at Dollar Tree? You know, how is that? Do you like? What are you gonna learn there that's gonna help you gain $1 million? I mean, unless you look at the dollar store and how they sell products and stuff like that there. Yeah, of course. But these people, where I'm going to is these people in the store shopping from the Dollar Tree, they are really unhealthy when you really look at it. Because if you think about it, all the food that's in the Dollar Tree, it is processed. It has a lot of ingredients, a lot of nasty shit, a lot of things that just, erase your memory. They slow you down. They make you sluggish. They make you fearful of people. They make it harder to control your emotions. They make you sick. They make it harder for you to breathe. All these different things, right? Because you're going to a cheaper place. Now compare this location to going to some place like Sprouts, some place like Whole Foods, like Clark's, which is an all organic place. When you go into these places, the people generally look a lot healthier, and like they have their shit together, like literally. And what I found out is changing your environments, changing where you shop at, that automatically raises your chances of speaking with more wealthier individuals to even upgrow your own self, to help you grow. Changing your friends, like the circle of friends you can notice a lot of people, like me growing up, my family, they would say stuff like, I can't afford that. What do you think I'm made out of money? Or like, you think money grows on trees? You think I shit out money and coins? That's what my parents would say in Spanish, of course. When I would get money, when I would want to get candy and stuff like that, different things like that. I wanted to buy different things. I wanted to have different things. My parents never gave me an allowance. My parents never believed in like basically even giving me money unless it was for food or clothing, and that was basically it. Like, I didn't even get help with college or anything. I didn't get help with getting my first car. Like, it was a definite struggle with me. Like, the only help I got with my first car was my brother. He said that if I could fix the car, I could have it. He would put it in my name. And so what I did was I worked hard in those times. I paid to get parts, and I swapped them, and it started running, and it helped out, So, but what I'm here to say is that it definitely is up to you. It is up to you to change, because despite the people being around you, your family might not be supportive. Your family might always be so draining. So it's really up to you. You're the one who's accepting to be in these places, or accepting to have your mental attitude in that certain way for you to like get mad and different things like that in situations. It is up to you. It is your choice also. You can leave. You can get up and go. No, a lot of us, we're not being held back but by our own minds. What did Bob Marley say? Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. And so that is the catch, basically. I can show you where the fountain of youth is, but I cannot make you drink. That is the catch. And so, if you, if you're interested in any part of my story, from like health-wise, like many of y'all known me on Instagram as the vegan terrorist. I grew from 7,000 followers to 30,000 followers since last August. I have 31,000 followers now. Since last August, I started getting more serious into my business. I started paying for mentorship. I started paying for promotional services. I started paying money for my business and branding to grow and to get it better, and for knowledge for me to expand, to post better content. I started paying for apps to post better content, to keep paying like monthly fees. I started paying for gym memberships so I can work out and shower while I'm traveling. I started paying for people to work for me, to help me set up these different content posts, to set up these different um, client calls for me and different things like that. I started paying my way into celebritydom. I started paying my way to become basically famous and be more known and to help people spread, because this is what I love to do. I want to help people grow and expand, and I want them to know that, you know, they're not alone. Like, I come from a family that they're immigrants. They started working at the tobacco field, and they started off staying with some people. Then they started owning some. They rented to own a trailer. Then they purchased some land, an acre. They put the trailer on the land. Then they started renting it out, and now they're paying. They're using that rent money to buy a new house, you know. And I really praise my parents for this. Like, this taught me like so many different things, that how you can use your environment, your situation, to benefit you, to make you income, to help you grow, and all these different things. I think it's really important to look at all the benefits of all the things around us. Learn to look at the beauty of every single thing that happens to you, whether it's something that you really predicted or something that you didn't. Like, because that is the real thick skin that you have to have as an entrepreneur, to work from your phone, work locally, make income. You have to know that, you know, there's just like in everyday life, we all have our own internal problems to go through. We all have things that don't go as planned, all of us. Now, you know, but, you know, would you rather be unhealthy? Would you rather be poor? Like, for example, would you rather be unhealthy when your grandchildren are growing up? Would you rather be so unhealthy that you can't play with them, that you can't be active with them, that you can't take them out, travel with them? You know, that, do you want to be that healthy? Like, you know, or do you want to be so poor that when you get a phone call that your mom or your relative is in the hospital, and, you know, and you can't fly out to go see them? Like these are some of the things that I'm scared of myself, you know, because like that I was scared of myself, because I was thinking, like, you know, my parents, you know, they're not on the same path that I am, eating healthy. They're not on the same path, working for themselves, being their own boss. They're not on this path of being what's it called, of being healthy or anything. And so, like, me being away from them, and when if a thing like that would happen, you know, that has been in my mind before. Like, you know, like, I would rather be rich and have the income to, like, if anything happens, I can go and see my family members. I can go and see someone that needs my help desperately, and not, you know, and not to just be like, basically, oh, you know, money is evil or whatever. Money is the root of all evil. And then when something like that happens, you can't do shit about it. You can't help them. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the type of things that I've been constantly changing over the last 5 years, or last 6 years, since I dropped out of high school. When I dropped out of high school, 2013, I knew that I was going to start helping people on their health journey. I knew that I was going to become famous. I knew that I was going to start helping people make a lot of income. I knew I was going to start helping people become famous themselves, and share people that, you know, they can do it themselves too. Like, basically, I've read something. Now, I'm not really religious or anything, but I've read from the Bible, and they've even inspired me to learn Hebrew and Aramaic, and even the math of Hebrew and everything like that, and different languages, and find more codes for my own life, for my own self, to upgrade myself. But one of the things that I did read from the Bible is one of the things that Jesus said, right? He is, now, a lot of people praise Jesus so hard that they put him on a pedestal that he is like in some kind of level that cannot be touched, that we are unworthy of. And what Jesus was actually here to do, if you actually read the Bible, is that he actually promoted you to grow yourself, and that you were your own special, basically, being. Basically, Jesus himself said things like, you are here to do the same works as I do, and even greater. Like, he said that himself. He even said that I was born like all other men, so that way that nobody could say that I was born so like holy or whatever, that I can't do this and that I can't be perfect. Jesus himself said, be ye perfect even as your Father who art in heaven is perfect. And this is what I'm gonna leave it as. Like, if you're ready to be perfect, if you're ready to expand, if you're ready for that next level of life, if there's so many people that are working hard and it's not working, it's not working. You want to learn how to work smarter and make more income. You want to learn how to heal different things. You want to learn how to teach people how to grow, how to help people in their health. You want to help people with services and products. Reach out to me. Leave a comment down below on your favorite part of this video, and then also leave a comment saying what you need help with, and DM me if you do want my personal health help. DM me if you do want if you want branding services or business growth services or anything like that, and we'll definitely hook you up, because it's not just time to double up, it's time to 10x like I did. You don't have to wait 6 years like I did. You can, with the knowledge that I know now with my mentorship, you could get results in a week, in a month, way faster than I have. My student, on his first week, he made $100, and that was just on one day of working. All the other days spent was the rest of the week spent was just traveling, having fun, basically just working from the phone, scheduling calls, scheduling orders to ship out, different things like that. And he made over $100 in just one day of just work. Like, he just made that product in like 2 hours or less, and he made over $100, and it's still growing. I've inspired so many people now to quit their jobs, to change their diet, to fast with me, to follow me. And a lot of people were looking at me like as Jesus when I was the vegan terrorist with the long hair. And it's definitely been a really grateful journey that I've had, and I'm really thankful for all the elements. I'm thankful for the Grand Spirit, for all of y'all who are connected here with me, co-creating this reality. And if it wasn't for all of this, I wouldn't be here. So I know that there is abundance for all of us. So love y'all. Mwah.